Hey guys, we did it. It's done. It was really quick. We didn't get the right ovary. So we'll tell you all about that when I'm not quite so stoned. But we got 7 eggs, so we're hopeful that at least 3 are mature, and then maybe there's a couple that snuck in. And it didn't last too long. It wasn't too bad. But the right would have just been, we'll tell you about it. It would have been a nightmare. So we just did the left. So fingers crossed that they keep growing. And yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm glad it's done. I don't like being in there when she's under and when she's in pain, but to get to the right would have been too much of a challenge, and there's the likelihood of bleeding, and then we would have had to freeze all. So we wanted to do fresh transfer instead, and if that's what we had to do, we had to have to do. So.
Okay, we'll come back later. Hey guys, it is Sunday morning. It's the day after egg retrieval, and I thought I would check in and let you know how it went. If you're like me, you watched like every egg retrieval video you could get your hands on to figure out what you're walking into. So I figured I would just walk you through the process start to finish and give you at least a good idea of what it was like for me. So we went in yesterday. We did some car vlogging. I'll stick that in here somewhere. Hey guys, we're on our way to egg retrieval. It is no makeup, no smell, no deodorant, no lotion, no anything day. So we're both looking quite pretty, and it's really early on Saturday morning. And we're like 2 minutes away. So how are you doing? What are you saying, husband?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little nervous. I'm kind of excited. This is an end to a process, and I'm ready for it to be over. I'm glad I don't have to give you any more needles.
Me
I didn't
too.
really like that part, but yeah, I'm excited and I'm nervous. I don't like when you have to go under.
Yeah, I'm honestly at this point I'm kind of happy. Like, I am so uncomfortable now. It's since the trigger shot. I'm like bloated, doesn't begin to cover it. It burns. I'm like short of breath a little bit, and it's just not super. I don't know how you ladies that have like 35 follicles do it. Like, it must just be terrible. I have like at absolute most 9, and I'm about ready to keel over. So yeah, we're here. We'll update you. We'll let you know how things go later today. But yeah, want to make a baby?
I do want to make a baby.
Let's make a baby. And at this point I've spoken to a couple of you guys and found out that it's a little bit weird that my clinic keeps you so awake. Like, everybody else is really sort of comes to in the recovery room rather than, is just sort of awake the whole time. So I was a bit freaked out. I got an IV of Zofran, which is just an anti-nausea medication because I don't really handle anesthesia all that well. And then we went into the operating room. I had the nicest nurse. She just was so nice. And I was telling her that I was a bit freaked out, and she sort of talked me off the ledge. And so I'm lying like this, okay? So my head is here, my feet are here. You put your legs in the stirrups, and they're kind of padded, and like they have sides, so they really keep your legs tight. The one problem that I had was that my right foot fell completely, like totally dead asleep, like that pins and needles weirdness. Anyway, so the embryologist came in, and at this point the nurse had started plugging a little bit of that fentanyl into my system, into my IV. So I was just like, I felt like I had like 2 really big glasses of wine. My face got all warm, and I was just like making jokes, bad jokes. Like, I made a joke to the world's least funny embryologist about how she was our first and most expensive babysitter, and like not even a chuckle, but that's okay. I thought I was hilarious. So this is what it's like to drink wine with me. So whatever, I made a million bad jokes, and we just sort of lay there, legs in stirrups, the nurse asking me questions. You know when they do that thing trying to distract you? What do you do for work? And where did you go to school? And like, I don't know, maybe that helps other people. It doesn't help me. I know what they're doing, and I kind of find it a little bit patronizing. Like, you don't care what I do for a living. Just, pet my head and tell me what they're doing, because I'm freaking out and I don't want to talk about my, university years. Anyway, so you're lying back. So Ian's on this side, nurse is on this side, and right above me is a screen so that I can see exactly what's going on, and it's like a really zoomed in ultrasound screen. But the problem is that Ian's sitting like up here by my head, and I have a blood pressure cuff on my arm. So I can't, I just want to like bend my arm backwards and hold his hand and look at him and focus on that. But I can't, because every time I do, I frick up this stupid blood pressure cuff. So I have to sort of lie straight. So he's simultaneously trying to like hold my hand and pet my hair. it was funny. Anyway, so they went in, speculum goes in, they wash off your cervix, and then they go in with the needle. And it's honestly, it's not that bad. It's not that good, but it's not that bad. The most pain is when they go, so they went for the left first. So they go into the ovary with the needle, and you're watching it on the screen, and it's funny because you can, like, it looks exactly how it feels. If you close your eyes and imagine what was happening to you, they match up. So the needle goes in, pierces the ovary. That's pretty uncomfortable, but it only it's like 10 seconds of pretty extreme discomfort, and then it's like a burning kind of. And then they just sort of like weave their way in and out of all the follicles, and it's so they come. It goes through the needle, down a tube, and into these little pre-warmed vials of medium. And I don't know, I have no idea how the embryologist was getting them, but every so often, as they were working, she'd yell, "Got another one!" So we knew we had 3 mature, and then we had, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 immature little ones. But they can't differentiate as they're taking them out. So it was kind of funny. So I'm lying there and I hear, "We've got 5." And I got so excited because I kind of forgot that they weren't necessarily mature 5. And I sat right up and was like, "Did she say 5?" And the doctors are like, "5 back down." I'm like, "Oh, sorry. So we got 7 in total. And then they just go through and they just like, as they drain the cysts, the follicles, you can see them collapse in on themselves on the screen. It's kind of cool. But it's discomfort. It's not even necessarily like horrendous pain. It's just really, really uncomfortable. Like, I didn't cry. I definitely was like sweating, like just totally petrified. But I don't know how much of that was just me kind of freaked out and versus the pain. And then it came time to look at the right ovary, and here's what happened. So they dug around for like a good long while with the ultrasound and with like, they took the probe and did a lot of poking, and like at one point there were 2 doctors and each one had a heel of their hand just like really going at my pelvis, and it was pretty uncomfortable. Like that was the worst part. And they said, "Okay, listen, here's the thing. We could get to your right ovary." And they showed me on the ultrasound. What it would mean is going through a full 3 centimeters of uterine muscle. So normally they just go through the uterine wall, which allows them to have that like snaky retrieval process. But because the needle would be entrenched in so much muscle, they would only be able to get 1 follicle, maybe 2. Like if they all happened to be lined up, boop, 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 back to back to back, and the needle could just pierce all the way through, then maybe they could get a couple. But the likelihood of that is very small. So they'd likely only get 1 egg. Not even 1 follicle, not even necessarily 1 egg. And it came with a whole host of complementary side effects, like extreme loads of potentially unstoppable and scary bleeding and infection, and we wouldn't be able to do a fresh transfer, and would it damage the ovary, and blah blah blah. I think I'm going to take today and tomorrow and just be really lazy and lie around. My mom's coming over to hang out. I think we're just going to like watch a movie and get some takeout and hang out, and yeah, so don't be scared. Don't be as scared as I was. It is not that bad. It's a lot of discomfort, but it's totally worth it. And we'll find out today what our little eggies are doing. I mean, I'm weirdly attached to them. I don't know. I didn't see it coming. So in my bad jokes, in my stoned bad jokes, I was trying to figure out like, okay, they're a blastocyst. Before that, they're a morula. Before that, what are they, like a zygote? And then they somehow became our goat babies. But like, I'm kind of attached to our little goat babies. Like there's 7 of them, and I know they're not all gonna live, but I kind of want them to, and I don't know, it's weird. It's really sort of unexpected, but I will let you know what happens with goat babies, and hopefully at least a couple of them survive fertilization, and we'll find out today whether the plan is a day 5 or a day 3 transfer. If we have left